my god, Cecil, are you being hunted too, man?
Huh? No, why?
Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
And I'm Jaime Fuego.
And we are here to record a brand new review for you guys. We braved the public right now. By the way, happy Friday the 13th, you guys.
My lord.
Our contribution is not going to be reviewing anything from a very familiar Friday the 13th slasher. No, instead, we are going to be talking about The Hunt, which is a movie that was supposed to come out in September of last year, right around my birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
Both of ours.
And then it got pulled entirely where they're like, this will never be released. And I'm like, this will definitely be released.
And here we are. Power where it will happen.
Yeah,
and
here we are 6 months later, and it's been released, but this is actually released, and I think if they had had their druthers, they would have pulled it yet again, because now many big features are being pulled as of this moment because of a certain thing that we cannot actually say the name of, but it is a virulent thing right now. It's not viral videos we're talking about. There's something that would be preventing people from going to the theater if you want to be careful. We were not smart enough to adhere to that advice, and we went so we could deliver the goods to you guys.
Yes,
right, Fuego?
Indeed we did, and it's so funny that the number 19 is associated with what we're talking about without getting into specifics.
Stephen King fan right here. So,
yeah, exactly.
All right, let's talk about The Hunt, Fuego. We'll do this review like we do our normal reviews, talking about the overall thoughts, then we'll go into the story, the acting, the effects, all of that good stuff in turn. And this time I'm going to let Fueguissimo go first here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I laughed more than you when we were sitting here watching this. And that's because this movie is bold and brazen. And it's probably going to piss off both sides of the argument, which is what I find so amusing about it.
Both sides of the line, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to piss off the red and the blue, the left and the white, the left and the
Whoa.
white, the left and the right.
Wow, that was Freudian.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to get that specific about it, but
the left and the white.
Yeah, exactly. And that wasn't even
Wow.
intentional, which is very,
Whoa.
very funny. And sorry to all of our viewers, but the funny thing is that this is a movie that is so. It's unimaginably unapologetic. I can't even believe in some ways that this movie was made, man.
There was some balls in this movie.
By this movie.
For as many females as this movie had in it, there was a lot of balls.
Yeah, exactly. You have balls. I like balls. Yeah, this movie is violent. It is incendiary in a lot of ways. It's but yet it has some good performances. It has a nice cast. Most of the cast doesn't last very long without really spoiling very much. But I can honestly, in hindsight, I can see why it was canceled at the time that it was. But I still don't think that they're marketing it as not being what people thought it was. I actually would contend that it is indeed what people thought it was. So.
I think having watched it, the fact that it starts off with a text conversation that is so obviously referential to things now, and it's like, oh my god. I will say my overall thoughts on this are I absolutely adored the first act of this movie. The first act, the first 30 minutes. By the way, here's another weird discrepancy.
Yeah.
I blurted out right before, and I'm like, oh, did we check the runtime on this? I checked the runtime again on Google right now. The runtime is listed at 1 hour and 55 minutes.
Oh, okay. And there was a lot of rumored
we
cuts
were out. It started
movie.
at 7:25. We were out of there by 8:55.
Yeah. I was about to
say
it
was chopped to an hour and a half
85,
straight.
90 minutes.
It was 90 minutes flat. So they definitely chopped about 25 minutes out of this movie.
Which leads you to believe...
It felt that way, though.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest. It did feel that way.
It was
felt
brisk compared to
Invisible Man. It felt not only
Man.
brisk, it felt like there were holes in the storytelling at times where I was like, I feel like we're missing something here.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's something with certain characters that we just didn't get because they had to cut it. And it's like, when we get inside a bunker, I'm willing to bet there were numerous other bunker scenes that would have led up to that. Because it felt very chopped to me.
Okay.
However, it did feel brisk as a result of it. Like, I didn't know what I was missing, so the movie still worked for me. It was still entertaining, but I gotta say, overall, I just enjoyed the first act way more than the second and third act. It's not that I didn't enjoy those, it's just that I enjoyed, they were much closer to stuff I've seen before, whereas the first act was balls to the wall, like, you're not expecting a lot of what happens. You don't even know what the main character is for the first 15 minutes of the movie, and I really dug that.
Yeah, well, because there was the bait and switch at the very beginning of the movie, which, well, I mean, I'm not referring to anybody specific, because you get acquainted with a lot of characters right off the bat, and a lot of evil characters, too. So, you know, I'm not specifying anything, but, yeah, it was gory, it was crazy. I liked it, but didn't love it, I guess, is the verdict that I have to give it before we, like, go into story and other stuff. So
let's dive into it, then. Story is, quite simply, a bunch of people wake up in the middle of the woods with bits in their mouth, hence the gag at the beginning. And they're all locked up, and they are all drawn somehow. Everyone starts heading the same direction to this field where there's a big crate in the middle of it, and no one knows why they're there, no one knows what's going on, no one knows what's in the crate, no one knows if it's booby-trapped.
No one knows why they're drawn there.
No, exactly. And it turns out that all of these people have been brought to this area in order to be hunted by another group of people. I didn't even feel that anyone... I mean, I guess a little bit because they're in first class, but no one outside of Hilary Swank, again, shown in the trailer, was really felt like super upper echelon. You know what I mean?
I honestly felt like Dennis, the douchey guy from Sunnydelphia, like he epitomized that.
I don't watch that.
Okay, I love Sunny Philadelphia, and Dennis, I don't know the name of the actor, but yeah, he was the guy who was arguing about the caviar and stuff with the chick at the very
that
beginning.
guy. Okay, good.
Yeah, exactly. He is like...
I feel like he had a couple of scenes that were cut.
Yeah, he is very much like his chisel doesn't stink on the TV show. He
doesn't have that many scenes, though. That's the thing.
No, not that much. There's a lot of people
I know
don't
someone.
have very many
I know they got chopped. I know those guys had more scenes.
Yeah.
But no, because it didn't it feel they were wasted? Like it felt like there was underdevelopment too. Those scenes were cut.
Scenes of douchebaggery from honestly
the elitists. They cut so much of the elitists out of this.
Yeah,
guaranteed. There's 25 minutes of elitists that were meant to be, analogs of people nowadays in today's political climate. Yeah. And it's very obvious.
Yeah, and this is a very, quick trigger kind of political climate that we live in right now between, illnesses, between trying to oust the president, all this different stuff. And this is a movie that is going to push on a lot of people's buttons story-wise, which is why I feel
but on both sides, like you said at the beginning.
Yeah, on both sides. It's not really going to...
There's commentary both ways.
It's not going to appease or appeal to either side at the end of the day, because, you've got your red state kind of...
It's going to appeal to the people that don't really care that much.
Which is me.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But the people that care, they're going to be like... Yeah. They're going to be sitting there watching in their hands. You'll watch their knuckles go white, gripping...
I am a green I'm a green libertarian in a lot of ways, independent.
We don't need to go into specifics or anything. But
we're
not so
I'm not
stuck to everything that we're gonna be like triggered either way. It's just a movie. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
they're purposely trying to trigger y'all. Yeah. So if you're triggered by this movie,
by the way,
they did their job because that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and I have to say,
at the same time, it is substantial commentary on today's society.
Oh, big time. Sensibilities, I hate to say it, but because I love South Park, it felt very more modern South Park to me in the fact that they love to piss off both sides and are just so degaff about it. They will ridicule and make fun of each.
This could easily have been an episode of South Park.
Do their thing. 100%. Also the ultra violence that's become more prevalent in South Park in the last 10, 12 years.
But here they used that to grab you by the nuts right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Stuff starts happening.
Oh my god, that almost hit me.
Within 5-10 minutes, or within really 5-7 minutes, you're in the action, and it's just like, whoa, what? Like, what? Yeah. Oh my god, that almost hit me.
Yeah, I Winston pulled back at one point. I was like, oh wow, they went, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what we're dealing with.
I was like, that was so short. I loved it. I loved it. It subverted expectations up front. The problem is it didn't maintain that level of subversion through the rest of the movie.
No, it didn't. And without spoiling the third act, I found the finale very unsatisfying.
Lackluster.
Yeah,
Very
I found it
lackluster.
super unsatisfying,
Agreed. After
man.
such an
Yeah.
unbelievable intro,
Yeah.
again, that's why I said the first act was my favorite.
And I grew to love that character, too.
Nothing else compared. And it's funny because the main, well, not the main, the actress that is portrayed as the lead in the trailer, who is also from Glow. She's phenomenal in the movie. However, she makes choices that I don't necessarily understand, that I don't think necessarily work, because it creates inconsistencies in her character, the way she acts. We don't really know her that much, but she swings wildly with some of the weird expressions and reactions that she does sometimes.
And we also don't know if she is who we think she is or who other people think she is.
True.
Yeah. So.
But so I guess, okay, so yeah, they all wake up, they're being hunted, and they have to try and escape this situation. That's the long and short of the story.
Yeah, and they're given
but
weapons.
Both of us are unhappy with how the story progressed, right? We're unhappy with the third act. That's all story.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the acting.
Yeah, acting was, I mean, good. I liked the ensemble cast. I liked seeing Ethan Suplee, who's all...
Ethan Suplee. He wasn't, he was on his way. He was on his way. He didn't have the roundness anymore, but I don't think he was all the way where he's at now.
Dude, he is so jacked now, but that's because this movie's probably filmed about a year and a half ago at this particular
He's
point.
definitely someone that I'm going to be going and watching how he did this, because I need to figure out how to do it, because he was even bigger than me for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So if he can do it, I should
watch
be able to
Mallrats, man. Sailboat.
More than that, his goth character in one of the, what was it, Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, Boy Meets World too.
Something like that. He's it's crazy. I might be misremembering, but he was a goth character in something.
No, dude, he was always an awesome actor though, which is the biggest thing of all.
Tremendous. But nonetheless, sidetracked. He was good. He was actually good, but he played a very specific kind of person, and when I saw it, he was turning me off. I'm like, I don't like these kind of people.
Yeah, same. But it was like playing up some of the stereotypes. There's
the Alex Joneses of the world.
There's a lot of characters on both sides of the political, social spectrum that play up those stereotypes in this movie. It's like it's the predominance of our characters that we see from both sides. So.
Let me ask you a question, because this was striking me, and obviously I'm a red-blooded American male. And the wardrobe of the girl from Glow was very Jessica Biel-ish, right? From Texas Chainsaw. Did it feel exploitative, like overly exploitative to you too?
You better believe that
again, red-blooded American male, but it still felt overly exploitative. This little half-white shirt that's out to here that doesn't even touch her belly because she's so built up top.
There was a couple scenes where they were very
far be it for me to complain about it,
of both her top and the bottom area as well, and
they don't even get close to accentuating that part of her body in Glow.
Yeah.
Not even close to this amount.
Okay, because the other girl is the one
and
who
they
gets all,
wrestle in skimpy stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't make her seem like buxom babe like this one did. It was just in your face. So it felt like your eyes were going to get poked out.
So it's the girl from Community who shows off her tatas and
I never saw Community
in Glow. Okay, it's the brunette and then anyway,
okay, the lead actress in Glow. Then.
Oh, okay, yeah,
she's great, but again, it's not played up like she's massively built. This one crazy.
It was very apparent, and I noticed
it's a weird thing to. I just had to point it out
after the gas station scene.
Okay, you did notice it though.
Well, how could I not?
Right.
I mean,
again, red-blooded American male, but it's so accentuated throughout the movie. I'm like, Jesus, it was making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of obviousness in not just the portrayal of characters and how they were filmed and shown and shot and wardrobed and everything, but I mean some of the writing too. It's very
there's some hammy stuff at times.
Yeah, it's on the nose in
very
some
on
degrees,
the nose. Yeah,
and while I found it entertaining, just to backtrack very briefly to overall and story, I was entertained by it, but it is very much on the nose with how it's trying to kind of piss people off.
I'll give you my favorite line out of context. "You fucked up, bitch." That was the best line in the whole movie. Oh, it was so good.
Man.
I loved it. I love that.
We also
line.
have Hilary Swank in this movie, by
Yeah.
the way. So
Yeah.
there you
Completely detached from what I just said. I
go.
promise.
Not whatsoever.
All right, so effects. Let's talk about the effects.
Yeah.
They went for it
As far
for the
as
effects.
some of the practical is gross and gory, man. You know, although I saw the director said that they did cut down, like trim a few things. So
It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer because that's what was really slapping you in the face at the beginning of the movie. Because
Give
it's
us-
pretty much, if you've seen Battle Royale or even Hunger Games, it's a very similar setup to both, except it's more Battle Royale because it shows the gore, unlike Hunger Games.
or also more recent films that we've seen, like, you know, I don't know, Mayhem or Belko Experiment.
I see what you're
stuff
saying.
like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. As far as the contained, like, just kill, be killed
True.
aspect of it
True.
all. You
That's a
know?
good point. That's a
Yeah,
good point.
yeah, that was the vibe I got from this big time.
But yeah, they go for it at times, and it's weird. They did show some of the deaths in the trailer. Like, there's one where I was like, when it happened, I was like, oh no, we're gonna say it. But it was also kind of the feast thing, where like the hero shows up and then the hero goes away, and you're like, what happened? But then the gag, the pit gag. The second time,
They do
that's
combine-
really funny.
They
you know
do
what I mean?
combine comedy with the gore, which I always
Indeed, it was
appreciate.
very much a horror
You know,
comedy, a
you know,
thriller horror comedy.
Yeah. There were definitely times where I laughed where I kind of felt bad about laughing a little bit. I was like, oh, I know I'm supposed to, but what kind of person am I, and what kind of people made this movie? My God. But
You're
yeah.
thinking way too. It's just entertainment.
I
it's
do.
just
I
entertainment.
overthink this kind of stuff sometimes. But yeah.
This was the sex workers of movies for you.
Yeah, maybe. As far as the type of stuff that's supposed to be entertaining to me, and you know,
And
based
is
on,
not.
The programming and the upbringing, man, it all culminates together sometimes. So.
But the gore kind of goes hand in hand with the sound design. There's a lot of splats and blech, and a lot of that going on.
And also weird, like,
Effective.
country-ish, like, kind of, like, music.
Okay.
And the fact
I
that
didn't notice the music very much, so.
it's Arkansas. Yeah, it's Arkansas. So
Mm-hmm.
we have, like, you know, that sort of folky, country-ish soundtrack
It's
sometimes.
Arkansas, Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, ultimately it's weird, guys. I would say that this is worth using your A-list for, or going to a matinee, going to a less densely populated showtime. You're going to have a good time. I don't know that you necessarily need to pay theater prices for this. You're going to enjoy watching it, whether you go and see it in the theater or whether you wait until VOD.
You have less options now since A Quiet Place 2 is canceled, since Antlers is canceled, since all these others are
Antlers
canceled.
really bums me out.
Even more so than Quiet Place 2 for me.
Those both are two of my most
New
anticipated.
Mutants, I mean, go watch
for
The
the year.
Lodge if
Yeah.
it's still, like, somewhere out there for you, I guess.
That's great.
But,
That is great.
yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for our review of The Hunt. You know, it's fun. It's silly. It's not, you know, overly, like, involved like The Lodge was, for example, since you just brought it up.
Yeah.
It's just silly, stupid, gory fun. And it is very stupid at times, but it is silly and fun.
Yeah, and
so
if
it
it-
kind of balances.
Yeah, and if it kind of upsets your political or social standings,
If you're
or
overly
whatever,
political, just
I
avoid
mean,
it so you don't get triggered, you know.
Yeah,
for real.
because I have a feeling that some of my left wing and right wing friends will both be mad by
How
this
could you
movie.
like this movie?
Yeah, exactly. Terrible. Oh,
Blech.
yeah.
Anyway, that's going to do it for our review of The Hunt. Let us know in the comments down below if you braved the theater and went to see this one, or if you're going to wait for VOD. Does our review make you lean one way or another? I'd be greatly interested in y'all's opinions. So click that link in the description box for the Patreon while you're down there if you want to give us movies to review or do commentaries for. We just added about 11 movies from the last 2 months worth of requests or whatever it is.
That we did. So
More to
like
come,
like
so.
telling us stuff to watch in our enclosed homes as opposed to going out to public places
Easier
is
to handle.
probably better. So
Easier to handle.
Yeah,
And by the
there
way,
you go.
there's over 70 reviews on our Patreon that you cannot watch on the channel proper. So it's worth your $5 or even $1. You can go watch them all. So thank you guys very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
and gracias, Jaime, and Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.